everybody. Welcome back to What You Don't See. Today we're going to have some champagne, some charcuterie, and we're going to have a little bit of girl talk. This one is definitely for the girls and relationships. Relationships are great, right? But friendships are great too. Having a life
and friends
outside,
like this.
and having girl time, exactly like what we're doing right now. Having girl time is so important. And I feel like a lot of girls, they lose themselves in their relationship. They neglect their friendships. They neglect their career. They neglect the things that they love. Thank you. And so today we're going to be talking about that. Have y'all ever lost yourself in a relationship or a marriage?
I think all of us have.
I did my first marriage.
Yeah, I think all of us have.
But I was miserable, and I was so sad that I didn't want to be around people. And that's how he would control me better.
He didn't like you being with your friends?
He didn't like, they start demeaning you or talking down to you and telling you how you should not be with people and how this person doesn't like you and how, they're just mean to you in a negative way that you just kind of start to not be around so many people.
Mm-hmm. I think that's definitely a red flag if your partner is like,
oh yeah,
your friends
100%.
are this way, or I don't like your friends, or your friends are horrible and you don't need girl time, that's for single girl. Like, that's a red flag.
A massive red flag.
100%.
I feel the moment your partner tells you like no, whenever you want to, like, let's say you want to, that's like a big like, no? What do you mean no? Like,
I would start throat punching.
That's a red flag to me. Like, immediately when they don't let you just be yourself, especially step again into your femininity and go out with your girlfriends. It's like so needed, so needed, and you don't realize how needed it is until you step away from those friendships, and then
there with your girlfriend.
all of a sudden you're on Instagram like, oh, who wants to be my friend? Looking for some girls to hang out with,
I've been there. I've been with people for some strange reason, and I don't know if it's something that I attract. Every man that I'm with dislikes my friends, and it's because they are so involved with me, and most of my friends are very outgoing, that when I date someone, right away within a few months they don't like my friends. And my bad, I stayed with these people. Now, one thing I've never done is left my friends. Well, yes, I have at the beginning. This past 10 years, no, I will not leave my friends for a man,
for a relationship.
Yep, I will not do it again, because I did it. I went through it. Nobody's gonna make me do it again. And if you don't like my friends, that's okay, then you stay behind.
And you're such a extroverted and social person that I feel like you need that outlet with your friends. Like, having a partner is great, and they're basically your best friend, but they can't be your whole life. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have friends outside of your relationship. You need to have girl time. You need to be with a partner who encourages that.
Yes.
And who wants you to be happy, independent of them. You know what
Plus,
I mean?
it gives them a break. They don't have to sit there and listen to you the whole time, right?
Yeah. I think a lot of guys try and isolate their partners because they're, I don't know, threatened by friends.
Well, they have issues, right? There's a security issue.
What do you think the problem? Like, what do you think it is that they feel like threatened of?
With mine, a lot of my friends are male. And I get it, because everybody tells me, Magda, it's going to be hard for you to find a guy that's going to be okay with you having male friends. And 100% it's true. They feel insecure around them. They see that, they're attractive, they're successful. And right when they start asking, have you been with this person? It's my red flag. Yeah, that's it.
They're already feeling insecure, like some sort of insecurity.
Exactly.
What about with females?
The same thing. I remember a relationship where some girl walked in and my girlfriend made a comment, and it wasn't an ugly comment. My girlfriend was a little judgy. That's all it took for this person to dislike her, and everything else is like, I don't like her. And now my friend is not a judgy person. She just happened to make that comment. So there's just, I don't know. And I think it's just a reason to dislike them, because it just gives them more control over you. Because at some point I felt like
they're trying to brainwash you.
Yes. I caught myself not going to the barbecues. I caught myself staying behind because I just didn't want to deal with him whispering in my ear how uncomfortable he was.
Yeah.
And then you just stop going.
Well, I think that there's like a balance, right? There's times when you need to be with your family because you've got family things going on. Like right now, I'm in a period where my daughters are in lots of stuff. So I have 3 to 4 evenings a week in games, basketball, softball, volleyball, cheer, like constantly. And there was a time in my life before they got to this age where I could go out and hang out with my friends 2-3 times a week. In this period that I'm in, I've got to dedicate my little time to them. So it's just, I think it's a matter of you finding that balance of where you're going to put your extra time into, but still never foregoing the friendships that you've created and still finding that time to have that girl time, right? Or take that vacation with the girls and give yourself that love, because then you come back rejuvenated.
Yes.
Giselle and I have done retreats where we take females on these different trips.
Right.
And it's just so empowering because a lot of these women have never done anything like that for themselves with girls.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's just like, being here in this house, I'm like, man, we should just have a little sleepover, right?
Yeah.
Get in our PJs
Guys,
and
put a
do a
poll.
talk.
Put a poll. We have a request.
Yeah, it is really like rejuvenating to spend time
Put
with
a
your
poll.
friends.
I thought you said poll. I was like, okay.
I mean, why not?
Leah's got
polls.
I'll bring the poll. We just need one of those little inflatable poles. A pole, and then we're good.
A pool and a pole.
Girl time.
Exactly.
So is your husband supportive of your girl time?
Oh, yeah. Extremely. Like, I mean, poor guy.
Whatever.
Just
But,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm
My husband is so
going
supportive.
away.
He'll be like, leave, like, go have girls time. Like, you need that. Because I thought that I was a very extrovert person, but it turns out that I'm very like, I'm an extrovert when I need to be, but I love being home. I love being around like my dogs and just relaxing. And it's like my comfort space. But, it's one of my New Year's resolution. Like this year, I am coming back into like my social world, and and it made me feel so good. Like being around women, it's awesome to be at home with your husband and your kids and your dogs or whatever. But it's just like a different environment when you're around women, especially women who are supportive, that love, that support you, that empower you,
Not
that are,
judgmental.
And the energy is positive.
The energy is
like
positive,
when you think about
yes.
it, we went to New York. There was nothing but positive energy.
Yes,
Oh, 100%.
yes.
No
Conversations were amazing. The information, the conference was wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I came out so empowered, so lifted, so filled. And then hanging out with you guys. And just, we talked business, we talked podcasting, we talked, new ideas.
We went to the opera.
We went to the oh my god, it was amazing. The first in history Spanish opera.
How beautiful.
How awesome.
That's the kind of energy that we all need in our life. And I'm an extroverted person. I do not have an introverted bone in my body. I love to be around people, always. My husband is more introverted. He can be extroverted. He can be very social, but he can stay home and be fine. You know what I mean? Like he can stay home and work and read and do all these things. And I'm like, I need to get out of the house. I need to talk to people. I need to socialize. I need to see my friends. And he's like, yeah, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do to be happy.
Yeah.
And I'll do what I need to do to be happy. And then us two happy individuals can be happy together. That to me is
I love that about in relationships. That's the same way that I am. Like be yourself and be happy, and then allow me to also be myself and be happy. Like I think that's how relationships also work.
Yeah.
That's the way they should be.
That's the way they should be.
That's the way they should be.
Allowing the freedom to be whoever you choose to be, but of course responsibilities, respect, etc.
Respect is the main one.
I do feel that in our culture, machismo exists.
Oh.
Why do they like to control their women?
I'm married to a white guy for that reason.
My therapist told me that I need to find myself a white
gringo.
man. A gringo. That's what he said. You need to find yourself a gringo.
Any gringos?
Yes.
Latina looking for single gringo.
Single white man.
Single white man.
My therapist. I don't know. That's a red flag right there.
But no, seriously, like, why do like Latino men have this need to control their women? Like, is it an insecurity thing? Is it a cultural thing?
I think it's a cultural thing.
I think it's a cultural thing. It's more of like them having the power, right? If you're speaking about macho men, I think mostly it's like about them having the power over you. So just like controlling who you talk to, who you hang out with, when you come home. Like imagine
And
them.
plus they cheat a lot.
They give you.
They
Oh
do.
yes, that's what
Machismos cheat a lot.
And
They're
that's
the biggest
another
cheaters.
reason.
They're the biggest cheaters.
And that's another reason why they don't want
You
women
out.
to hang out with other women that could potentially, spread the chisme of whatever negative stuff they're
or where they're
doing.
seen, or where they're
And
been.
they also don't like smart women around their wives because hello,
They'll
you're a
empower them.
positive
Yes.
you're a positive influence. You will empower them. You will teach them like, hey, maybe you're in a bad relationship, so you have that good smart friend that they low-key never liked because they're smart. They're the smart friend that tells the wife the truth. You know what I mean? So they don't like that. So I think that's one of the main reasons why, specifically speaking about macho men, because not all men are that way.
Not all.
My husband is nothing like that. But I think it has a lot to do with that. Like,
and there's macho in all cultures.
Yes,
Right?
yeah,
There's
yeah.
It's prevalent in the Hispanic culture.
Right.
But there's macho in all cultures.
Oh, for
Those-
sure.
there's
It's
that
not just
feeding-
Latinos.
Right. And another thing is, I remember I had a friend, a guy friend, right? And we would talk and we would joke around or whatever. And I was like, man, let's get together. Let's go for dinner. You bring your wife. I'll bring my husband. We'll hang out. And he's like, oh, no, I love you, Sarah, but I can't have you around my wife. I was like, why? Like, I'm a great
But you're
friend.
married.
Yeah.
And you're married. And
I'm a
it's
great
like,
friend.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you would empower my wife way too much. And I love you empower women way too much. He goes, you would empower my wife and she would not be everything I want her to be and how she is at home. He says, the next thing I know, she'd be running her own business. He's like, I was like,
I've been told
exactly.
that before too.
it was,
What the fuck?
but I was like, but I love you and I don't like you very much anymore.
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah. That was really sad.
That's super sad. I've also been the friend that the husbands and the boyfriends don't like, or like they try and like poison them against me, because I am gonna say like, you should go out and do what you love and go and travel and do your hobbies and start your business and do everything you want to do. And when they observe me being that way with their wife, they get threatened.
Yeah.
And then it's like all of a sudden she disappears from my life. You know?
No, she's not a good person. Well, why am I not a good person? Because I like to hang out with women and we go hang. Like, I take trips with women on these retreats that we do to build women, to teach them it's okay to do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. And I come back so much more happier.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like all of us are all about like empowering and positivity and that. So watch out if you don't like that, man. I will empower your wife.
Oh, I know.
Yes, we will empower your
And it's not
wives.
just Mexicans, because I had
Yeah.
a friend of mine is Korean, and he told me the same thing. His wife, the wife that he either picked out from the catalog,
Right,
right?
yeah.
She came down. We would hang out, and hey, it's time for her to hang out with us. And that's exactly what he said. No, because you're gonna teach her things I don't want her to learn. And my heart hurt. So
As
it's
if
not
you
just
were a bad
Mexicans.
influence, right? Like as if what you were
yeah.
gonna tell her, or I mean, who
Exactly.
knows, was gonna be something negative.
Yeah, no, I would have
She's
been super
gonna
positive.
feel your energy and she's gonna want that.
Yes.
And she's gonna be like, I want to be more like her.
And she's coming from
She's
Korea.
she's an
so
immigrant.
Exactly.
It's an arranged marriage, or she probably didn't have a say in it, and he doesn't want her to start getting power and being like, I don't think I need him.
Nope. No.
You know?
Ah, these macho mans. And the other day I almost throw punched one, and I couldn't, right? Because I was gonna get in trouble.
Because you're tiny.
Because I'm tiny, and I was with these men, and one of my friends is running, and these are men in the legal industry, and he said she needs to stop running and go take care of her babies.
No.
I looked at him and I said, if I could throat punch you right now, I would.
I want
But-
to throat punch them.
Yes.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I think we all want to go find this man
Yes.
and be like,
We
"What the
should.
fuck?"
Sorry for calling you out.
Like,
Sorry for calling you.
You know who you are.
You know who you are, and we're gonna find out. This is over.
so he's a lawyer.
Kind of like Taken.
Is he a lawyer?
Yes.
Is she, and she's a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks that.
That
I shouldn't
was-
get into it. They both passed the bar exam. They both have the piece of paper to practice law.
She's on another rampage.
She's like, this is my shit right here.
Her
This is my
energy is
shit.
like, what?
Anyway,
But yes,
let's share tips. Let's share tips for girls who are stuck in this, predicament. Like, what do you do?
Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where they've told me, like, I've always been like anything no is like no. I'm like, I'm still gonna go. I'm like, even with my parents, like I've always been very like rebellious in that aspect where it's like, don't tell me no. Like, for example, it was this last week and I was like, hey Albert, my husband, I'm gonna go to Mexico City. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be from this day to this day. And he was like, I don't think like, what do you, I'm like, what do you mean you don't think so? Like, what do you mean? It's like, no, I'm not saying you shouldn't go. It's just like, you just want to go like from one day to the other. You're going to be over there for like 4 or 5 days. I wanted to extend my trip because Cristal was going to be over there. So I was like, let me celebrate her birthday with her over there. But I don't know, just things just started happening and it just didn't happen. But yeah, the moment he said no, I felt like triggered. Like, like, what do you mean no? So I've never been in a situation where I don't do what I want to do, you know? So.
But I think it also is you being in your power. Because like I said, in my first relationship, I didn't have that voice. I hadn't found it. And so I was abused and I went through tragedy, right, in that relationship. So coming out of that, I was like, I will never again allow somebody to treat me in that manner. So I was able to find the voice that I had. And so going into this relationship, my husband will never say no to me. He'll always say, I remember one time I said something and he's like, I would kind of be disappointed if you ended up taking off and on that trip, but it's up to you, you decide, right? And I turned around and I was like, I'd rather you said no.
Because you said it so nice.
Well, tell me no instead.
There's a difference between him trying to control you and you all having a family and needing to respect your
what things that needed to get done or why
I feel that has a lot to do. I am like a goal-oriented person, right? And if I feel that everything that I needed to take care of is like taken care of, then I feel like I have the freedom to like, okay, I'm leaving, it's time to go, it's time to move forward. But if not, then I feel like, okay, I have like wife duties or I have, dog mommy duties or auntie duties,
or auntie duties about being safe. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to go speak in Africa. I was like, I thought I was speaking in Africa. And he's like, I would be very disappointed if you left to Africa. You know what I mean? I'm like, why? He's like, it's very unsafe. Like, you're not going to Africa, babe. Think about it.
You have to get so many shots to get there.
I was on a little rampage. I wanted to go.
But my tip would be find yourself a group of supportive women that love, appreciate you, and like to be around you, that are positive, that are going to empower you, and that are going to push you to step out of your comfort zone if you choose to, go out, or if it's, you were an introvert, now you're trying to be more extrovert this year. Just feel yourself and find that group of women that just, want to go for brunch or just start little, go do a little shopping, support someone's business, you guys can go together, have a little coffee.
Or don't be afraid to do things alone.
Right? Like, I remember
be okay with doing things
back
alone.
in the day, my mom and all my tias would get together, have like their cafecito. It's like their monthly little meeting. Join a community, networking women, intentionally be. We meet every month. So start putting yourself out there if you don't have that group of supportive friends that you can go have, out of your relationship.
Right, I agree with that. One other thing I just want to add to this conversation is we all vent, right? We're all going to have bad days. One day your husband's going to get on your nerves. You want to make sure that you vent to people that are in the positive mindset.
Yes.
You want to stay away from people that are bitter or the people that take bitterness or talk negative, because then they're going to take that one venting session from you and they're going to spread it into a negative way. And so you want to make sure that you're finding the positivity of, look, I had a really shitty day and I want to beat my husband. You talk to a friend who's going to uplift you, calm you down, give you the balance, and then send you right back to your husband in a good, happy moment and with good output.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a difference, because this is not a bashing men podcast.
It's not.
This is find your positivity, stay strong in yourself, find your voice, but let's lead with kindness and love in female what is it? Power and energy.
Yeah.
And maybe we should dedicate one podcast for tips for the men.
To
become more.
Maybe
we should invite our husbands.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be nice.
I'll bring my dog.
They're loyal.
We'll find you. We will
Very
find you a
loyal.
white husband soon.
We'll find you. Yes.
Yeah.
Open. Hit us up on the podcast.
Right.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll catch you on the next episode of What You Don't See.